Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do 2 requests. Actually, we're going to do more than that in this video because before I could get to edit this video, Sydney Grace released 2 new palettes, so we'll be going over those as well. I mean, I would rather you didn't just jump there because it hurts my channel, but if you really just want to watch that, you need to go to about the 18-minute mark. Please come back and watch the rest of it. One of you was like, can you do a pink smoky eye? And the other one was like, can you do an entire face of Sydney Grace? And I'm like, I can try. So, did I succeed? Only you can be the judge of that. And if you want to see how I got here, just keep watching. Because I know the person who requested this uses this palette extensively. I'm sure she's very good with makeup, so I'm sure that she's already figured out what I'm going to show you. But if I were going to do a brown smoky eye, then I would start with Pita, and I don't know where I'm going to, clip this, crop in at. So just know that I'm looking at a mirror, in case you don't know what I'm looking at. And then I would just run Pita through there, which Pita is like an everyday shade for me, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty much everything I wear is in this palette. That actually makes sense to you, right? That I would favor my own palette because everything I want is actually in the palette. So I would just bring Pita. I haven't done a tutorial in a long time. And, I'm doing this very sloppy because it's just my transition. First shade in, it will get blended out with other things. And the older I get, the more I'm doing more patting than I am swiping. You know why. Even if you're not my age, you can figure that out, right? To me, it's all about layers. So, from, I don't want to say the GlitzyFritzy brush set because you can't buy it anymore, but okay, a Sigma E25 brush, then I would come over here and pick up a little bit of a little bit. You only need a little bit. She's a strong lady. And then I would bring that on my lid and just up into the crease. You see how that deepens up Pita just a little bit. One of the things that I love about my palette and don't think that I did this like, Mary's so smart. No, the Lord. I give all the credit for everything I do to the Lord, okay? Because I don't know how. And I was reminded, look at me holding my mirror up here, but I'm not even looking at it. Like everything that I've ever wanted to do in my life, I'd be like, no, I can't. And then I put it in the Lord's hands. And then away it goes. It just takes off. So I can't take credit for this eyeshadow palette. That's why it's called Blessed. It's because I'm so blessed. What I love is that this palette is like a mixture of cools and some warm shades that all work together.
Work it, girl, work it.
Like I'm sitting here mixing a cool brown with a more warm-toned mauve. And it works. Because I put him in charge. And nobody knows more about color than God. Okay, so then of course, the one that's going to come on my eyelid, I'm going to go for Sugar Tiger. Sugar Tiger is the pink. I use Be a Blessing a lot, but it's more of a pink champagne-y kind of color, whereas Sugar Tiger is pink. Now I'm just dipping into Sugar Tiger, and I'm going to bring it from the corner all the way across my lid. I can hear Lori now. Well, I could figure this one out on my own, Mary. And then I'm going to take it on and right in the center there. Same brush, I just wiped it off and you didn't see that. Into Family. And I'm going to darken up even more on the outer corner here. Just patting more toward the outside of my eye. I'm not taking away from what I did with a little bit. I'm just staying more on the outside corner on the lid there and kind of sweeping in to mix with Sugar Tiger. Now we'll finish after I've got my concealer and everything in place. So we're also doing a video where I use all Sydney Grace products. But of course, Sydney Grace doesn't have a foundation. Now, I'm not saying they won't get one, but they don't have one at this point. So I'm going to do my foundation and my concealer, and then I'll be back. I'm back. You're like, yeah, Sherlock, we can see that. All right, so before we finish up the eyes, let's powder the face. I think it's called the Cloud. It's been a while. Let's try it and see, because it's been a while, and I don't know that I did this with it. Let's see if I can see how that... You come out of the bathroom with this on you. You're like, what were you doing in there? Get a little bit more for the other side. And I will come up underneath my eye. I think back when I first started with Sydney Grace, they were Feather River Body or something like that. And they didn't have like some of the things that I'm going to use today. So I can see why some of you might be real curious about how much of a face can you do. In fact, one of you asked me to do an entire face using nothing but my Bless palette, and I've already done that. I will try to link it below. I mean, obviously, I can only do so many. It's the same face, so I don't want to do it again. But I will link that video that I did where I did the entire face of this. I'll find it and link it below. I mean, if you're my coloring anyway, you can do an entire face using just the Bless palette. Did you know that? Sydney Grace has a brow palette where you get to choose the colors that go in it, okay? Which is great because that's the problem with powder brows a lot, is you can't choose. And obviously the ones I like the best, I guess, are these three. These two down here look like I've never even used them before. They're probably too warm. But yeah, I'm gonna like go in here first with a little angled brush. Let's just, whoa! I haven't done powder brows in a long time. If they suck when I get done, you will cut me some grace, won't you? Of course you will. You guys are really good about that. Let's take this. Oh, I got to get that suitcase of brushes out anyway, because my son's girlfriend asked me if I had a contour brush, and I'm like, nah. Yeah, I have a few dedicated contour brushes that I'm not using, so I can get in there and get a couple of other things out while I'm in there. This is just that first shade, but like I said, you can determine your own brow palette. I had forgotten that I had this little brush. This works out pretty good. If you're a Sigma fan, which why wouldn't you be? They got this patent on the ferrule, right, of their brush, so nobody else can do it, but they have this interlocking system on their ferrules to where the reason I love using Sigma brushes over anything else and grab them first, I will always forget on another brush and run water like in it. And then, you know, just do it like this, right, Mary? No, but I mean, eventually your brushes, no matter who they are, rephr, BK Beauty, you know, whoever else besides Sigma, okay? And I don't have a brush set with them anymore. I'm not even sure that they remember who I am, okay? But yeah, the reason that the Sigma brushes hold up when eventually, I mean, I've not had to replace Sigma brushes ever. Like, I don't think I've ever replaced a Sigma brush. Now, true, I have a lot, but I don't think I have, and it's because of the way the ferrule is, okay? So eventually your glue is going to come undone in a brush, and you're going to lose the top of it. Then you're either going to have to try to glue it back on. See, even this one's loose. I mean, this one doesn't get washed like a normal brush. I've had this brush for probably 10, 15 years, and it's loose. See, I can turn that in there because the glue. I mean, that's what happens, but you know. Speaking of Sigma, here on the desk, this just came in and it launches today. So you'll see this tomorrow. But this is the new Vintage Radiance palette from Sigma. And this is a Sydney Grace video, so I'm not going to show you swatches here. And then I'm going on vacation, so hopefully when I get back. Let's go into Emmy After 60 right there, and with this little liner brush. And I'm going to take that right out here on the outside of my eye and bring it toward the middle to make it more smoky, which it could be argued that every eye I do is a smoky eye. I'm going to be that woman at 90 years old running black liner. And I like it because I know that the person who requested this is Lori, and Lori goes through Popnangi like I go through my Savior. I am going to go ahead just because it wouldn't be like Lori to not be using Popnangi somewhere. So we're just going to bring that right there in the corner and spotlight right there. And then draw it on top of the inner lid a little bit. Just to brighten up the pink right there in the corner. To finish out our Sydney Grace look though, before I go put on mascara and stuff and come back, I have all kinds of their blushes and highlights, cream ones and stuff that are in separate Z palettes that I have made. But this one was really quick and easy. It's called Luminous Light. I hope they still have this. Let's see what's in here. What we have in here is 2 blushes, a bronzer, and a highlight. That was easy, right? But if you don't have this palette, they have a lot of blushes, even, like I said, cream ones. But this is really convenient for me, so let us grab a brush and get me some bronzer. Do you guys remember when I used to do Sydney Grace Sundays? I wish I could. I mean, I was reminded here recently that one of the reasons I cut back on my videos was money. Like, I need to slow down the amount of money that was coming into the channel. However, I slowed that down to nothing. Like, I can't even afford to do the L'Oreal face that one of you asked for. I'm like, okay, well, if you want me to do the same one I did a different time, sure, I can go back there and get L'Oreal out of the drawer. But if you're wanting to like know about new products and stuff, I'm not making enough to even afford L'Oreal. There was a time I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then I went to Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday. And occasionally a Sunday video would be put in called Sydney Grace Sundays. And I believe I have a playlist of those if you're interested. But I'm just going to come between these two and get this blush highlighter. That's pretty. Should I take this palette with me on vacation? It's got everything in it. It's powder, so I don't have to put it in this stupid little bag. They now have lip glosses too. Did you know that? Okay, but I love these. Now, I think my favorite shade is Kallei. These feel really good, okay? I think my favorite shade is Kallei, and this one isn't that, but it's good too. I used up Kallei. Wait for it. If you know me, you probably know what's coming. And I'll tell you what this is in just a second. But most of the time, I don't forget to put the products in the description box below the video. So isn't that pretty? Let's see what this shade is. I must have bought a new one. This is Kallei. But as you can see, it's an opaque gloss lip cream in one. Really pretty. All right, so let me do my eyeliner and my mascara because Sydney Grace doesn't make those. And then I will be back to tell you if you didn't want to use my palette, which if you don't have my palette, why not? It's like the best palette in the world. If I do say so myself. Okay. Anyway, I'll be back after that and we'll talk about other palettes that you could use from Sydney Grace, where you could create not the exact same look, but you could do a pink smoky eye with it. Okay, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. But here's a few that you may have forgotten about, or you've never got, don't know that there's also a smoky pink eye in those. One of my most favorite ones. I've got it in the 10. They don't do the 10 anymore, but this would be the Enduring Love. If I were going to do a smoky eye in this, Passion, okay, is what I would use. Right there in the right smack dab in the middle, which is very close to Pita. See, this is Pita up here, and that's Passion. So I would probably use Passion, Boaz, Juliet, Devotion, Romeo, and you know, you could even use Elizabeth in there for a different kind of pink smoky eye. Then there's this one, relatively new to their palettes, is the Cozy Cafe. Can you see it? Obviously, all of these are going to be different kinds of pink smoky eyes, but it's there, okay? So, you know, people watching, Vanilla Bean Dream, you know, you can use Cinnamon Latte, Soup of the Day. That would provide a similar look to the one that I did today. This one here, it's called Unveiled. It's another collaboration palette between Sydney Grace and Kendra. So you can see it, right? You see the pink in there, that you could do a pink, more softer, bridal kind of look. That's meant to be a bridal palette. The Be Mine palette, don't judge me, this has not been used. It's because it's brand new. When I made the Blessed palette, when we were working on the prototype, I cleared out this palette, okay, the one I was using, and I put the shades in this, and then I took taped names and put them on there and everything. Anyway, the point is that because I used my EXO palette, the Be Mine palette, because I used this to transport the prototype for Blessed in it back and forth to Sydney Grace, I didn't have this palette anymore. I mean, I have the shades. They're in a Z palette. Okay, and I know that that's the Be Mine palette, but they sent me a new one. I've never used this, okay? So anyway, you can see this whole middle row is a possible pink smoky eye mixed with these here. Love Me, Romance, Pucker Up. Yeah, okay, so you can get a similar look out of there. And then the last one that I picked out was this Unbelievable Bond. This is a beautiful palette. I love it. And it's got more than a pink smoky eye in it. There's some blues down here I really love. And yeah, there you go. So you can get a pink smoky eye out of Unbelievable Bond as well. Okay, so here's where we're going to take this detour so that I can introduce you to the brand new palettes, Hot Mess and Perfectly Balanced. I was in the backyard this morning swatching these two new palettes from Sydney Grace. And I'm like, I'm going to go do a look with each one of them and put it in this video. And then I got a text from my pain doctor. We'll see you at whatever it was. I had like, oh no. So I quick snapped these two pictures up because I had swatches on both arms. I slapped this makeup on when I got home. Like laying in bed watching TV. We're gonna just like put this ball cap on backwards so you can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, wearing a ball cap. This is how I went to the doctor. Actually, everything's backwards, Mary. Actually, this is not how I went to the doctor. I didn't even have on any makeup at all. And then I had a crying fit, so I was really pretty while I was there. But anyway, that kind of put a wrench in everything that I wanted to do today. So still gonna do it. Like I put on this makeup, like I said, I was in there watching Dirty Dancing, laying in bed, putting on makeup. I probably won't ever do that again. Case in point. In any case, yeah, I'm laying in my bed, watching TV, putting on makeup. Whatever. It is what it is. The point is, you guys want to see these, right? Perfectly Balanced and Hot Mess. Since I was already doing a Sydney Grace video, I thought, what a perfect place to put it, right? So you get three 3 palettes in one in this video. I'm going to show you a look, one on each eye with these. And yeah, let's get down to it. And I'm probably going to read you what that says on there. It says new palette launch. Hot Mess and Perfectly Balanced are Sydney Grace's newest palettes, paying homage to our busy, chaotic lives while recognizing that we all need a bit of balance. Hot Mess and Perfectly Balanced bring fun and cohesion into your makeup routine. Launching April the 15th, and it retails for $52 or $85 for the set, and both of these are available in light and deep. I am showing you the light palette. So let's look at Perfectly Balanced first. This, I love the outside packaging of this. Look at that. It's like, see, you can see that pebble stony kind of thing. It's got that on the inside too. As you can tell, she's a warm girl, okay? Probably I'll wear this more in the fall, but it's a party. I should have done a Hot Mess bandana instead of ball cap. But to be honest, I can't because I had this ball cap on when I ran out of here to go to the doctor. And yeah, the hair's way too flat to be doing anything with. We'll get a blender here. This is a rephr 10. All right. That would be like an E25 from Sigma. One of those, it can do it all kind of brush. Since we are talking about rephr real quick, I wanted to show you this because rephr, congratulations, rephr is going to be opening up in Sephora's. First, they're starting in Hong Kong, but they need your help. If you will go and vote on which one of these end caps you like, then they're going to give you a free sponge trio. So, you're welcome. You know, as much as I want to get this green, look at this, okay? This is ridiculous. Yeah, as much as I want to do that, I think I kind of owe it to you guys to do something other than a green eye. Let's go with this purple one here. It's called 24/7. And then we're also going to use, it's in the laundry. I don't know. And then I really want to put some of that in there too. Creatively disorganized. Because see, look at this. Oh my. Okay, hang on. Oh my, oh my. Look at these. Look at them. Seriously. Oh. Why can't I have more than 2 eyes? We're going to start with 24/7. Let me get a mirror here. What mirror are we going to use? Maybe we should use this. I'll tip it down like that. I wouldn't think that that pale purple would have that much pigment coming out of the gate. But, you know, look who we're talking about here. Sydney Grace. Which, by the way, they now have an affiliate program, which I know some of you are going to love to hear that because you were sad to know that I wasn't making any money on anything that you were buying from Sydney Grace. Actually, until my palette came out anyway, right? I was on that one. But yeah, if you use the Sydney Grace links now, look, you can totally tell I did this makeup in bed. If you do that now, we will actually earn a commission. And I am loving that. That reminds me of that shade in Mel's palette. Let's take a look at those two really quick, just to give you an idea.
1 hour later.
That didn't really take very long, because the palettes are right behind me. Or my favorite ones anyway. So Tiny Marvels was back there. I think it's called Jewel Bee, maybe. Yeah, Jewel Bee. There we go. All right, let's see. This is Jewel Bee, and this is 24/7. So they can be used together very well. Jewel Bee, 24/7. I mean, when you look at it, it doesn't really look like it's all that much, I don't think. But yeah, baby. So let's just go to the next shade and just see how it looks together. Might look terrible, I don't know. It's called in the Laundry? It's in the Laundry, as that's what it's called. So I'm just going to come right here and push and tap in. That is so pretty. And I'll just pat it across, which you guys know why I'm patting, right? I do more of that these days than this. We got some falling.
Mary's eyes are falling down, falling down, falling down. Mary's eyes are falling down. She's getting older. Woo!
I don't like to wash brushes these days. I'm just going to pick a clean spot on that brush and pick up the first shade that we used again, and that was 24/7, right? And I'm just going to go ahead and bring that up a little higher and flip the brush around and get... Just wanted it to not get lost. Okay, so I got another brush, the 15 from rephr, and let's go ahead and, even though it's not something I would typically do, but I'm going to go ahead and grab, where's my phone or something? And I think what we'll do is right here on the inner, I'm going to bring some of that blue in. Pat, pat, pat.
Pat, pat, pat. Pat, pat, pat. Use your colors. Use your colors. Oh, pat, pat, pat. Stop it, Mary. Some people may have never been here before and they think you're a flake.
Okay, let's be honest. Some of you who have been here before think I'm a flake, but yeah. And I'm just blending some more 24/7 right up under here because I've always wanted to look like a bruise. Okay? Bruiser, that's my name. Okay, I'm going to take this one here, and then it's called Creatively Disorganized. What? And let's bring Creatively Disorganized
right here in the inner corner to meet up. Peter, do your job.
To meet up with this blue shade that I put down. I just want you guys to see the blue and the purple is the thing. You know that, right? I wouldn't normally probably do this, although it might turn out pretty. I just want to show you as much as possible. And then I'm going to flip to the other side and come into I Don't Know. And I'll mix it with that and bring it on across. Okay, so wow. This is a different look. You know, it's okay. It's only makeup. It'll wash off if we hate it. I'm not willing to say I hate this yet. But they are beautiful, and I'm going to take my finger and come into the purple, and we're going to intensify this. Let's try to use as many colors as we can. Back in with this brush and get that blue. And back into 24/7, and we're going to bring it up underneath here. Now I'm going to take a clean brush, okay, and just kind of swipe through all of it. Back into, what was that thing called again? It's in the Laundry. I know some of you are going, I don't know about this. Well, I got news for you. I don't either. I think I am going to pop my finger right here into caffeinated and like see what happens if I pop that just right in the center. Can't do a messy bun without messy bun, right? So I'm just going to come up there and get some messy bun, and I'm going to bring it right here on the outside. Let's turn it over and get that blue color. Where's my phone? And can you even see me because I'm putting this mirror right in my face? Oh man, I've got fallout. I should have been more careful. It seems like this right here. See it right there? It's like stuck on that paint pot and it doesn't want to move. That's not good. That's not good. Let's try and get rid of this fallout. See, that's why I do my eye makeup first. I'm going to take my little foundation brush here. Maybe there's enough on there to blend that away. Now we're going to stop and move over to the other side. Although I really enjoyed that messy bun, so maybe I'll get just a little bit before we move over and put a little bit right there. Then we have perfectly balanced. I'm just going to jump all over this palette, I think. That right there, let's do that first. I'm going to take this big brush here. What are you, you bad boy? You're a 15 max. And let's bring it all over. You should look in the mirror. Let's go right here and get calmly collected on that same brush. And I know I just said I do more patting these days, but this brush is so, like, I don't know what the word is. I'm forgetting words and everything else. It's splay. It has a lot of splay to it, so I can do this, and it's okay. I'm going to deepen that up just a little bit with this one here. It's called Yes Please. And more on my lid. Let's do that one first, no problem. And I'm just going to switch mirrors here. I bet I'm going to get more concentration if I switch to a Sigma 55. It's more compact. Yeah. Bigger payoff than that brush I first grabbed. But I still want to do it more, because I am a finger kind of girl. I like applying shimmers with my fingers. I'm going to skip down into this corner and pick up No Panic. Ooh, that's a really dark brown, like almost black. Right there, right there, right there, right there. A definer brush is my liking. For this next thing, let's take this one here. What is that? That's called Early Bird. I'm going to take Early Bird down here. Bring it all the way across. What if we take just a little brush here and get this color right here? Is that going to be too much? Yeah, I think it will. I'm going to get perfectly balanced on it. Yeah, I'll put that spotlight there. Let me get some eyeliner and mascara on and we'll do a closer look. Tell me below what are your favorite Sydney Grace products, and have you never tried Sydney Grace? If you haven't, what the heck are you waiting for? They have the most amazing formula of eyeshadows going. And I like the rest of their stuff too. I hope you guys know what you mean to me, how blessed I am because of you. And if you aren't feeling blessed, just go be a blessing to somebody else and watch how that makes you feel. And if the Lord's willing, I'll see you next time. Love you. See ya. Bye. And I'm out.